I just watched Thomas HD's 20 kill game in Solid Victory Cup. Not only was it entertaining, but there's so much to learn. Thomas was just rotating out of his PY when this guy started and tried to fight him. He does the grapple trick where he can have his shotgun out, he looks for the shot, but the other guy actually does more damage to him. But this is fine because Thomas takes a sec, he does go, maybe thinks about the minigun play, but then he realizes it's not on, so he has to stop and focus on the player. Then he does this nice sprint side jump, get easy damage, and then Thomas is 170 HP. He is capable of just taking out the minigun and wrapping up the fight. The only concern here is if that player did drop down again angle, he could have max pumped Thomas, but that was very unlikely, and Thomas believed that that was the safe angle to go for. This fight actually started off really bad for Thomas. He does find this player while he's spraying with the minigun, but then when he does a nice play to get up, but messes up here, this allows for the other player to get the wall up, the floor above him, and shoot him for 100 damage. Here Thomas was quite low, only 100 HP, and this player could have double keyed him and messed him up. But luckily for Thomas, a third party came with a minigun and gave him a chance to get full shields. But don't worry, Thomas wasn't scared. Once he got full health, he had awareness, he went up, grappled up, and went for the fight. What I like the way he's using the minigun here is he's not just standing in the open like for 30 seconds spraying until the minigun's overloaded. He's actually changing angles and trying to confuse the enemy. And then he does this lovely play of dropping down, taking the wall, and then just shotgunning the opponent. Really nice way to catch him off guard. As most players think when they hear the minigun, they just assume the player is just going to use that only. And now that he had a bit of damage done, Thomas then went to the follow-up method with the minigun just to wrap up the fight. Really, this is the right way to play the minigun if you want to win more fights when you have it. And Thomas is just a genius. And then he does get hit for a lot of damage, but then he does something, doesn't he? And he gets the kill. Really well played, but that was definitely not easy. When you're trying to double key a player and they're above you on a hill like this, you kind of want to do what Thomas does here, except for this part. I don't know why he went for this, maybe because, you know, he does have good aim and he thought he was going to absolutely beam with the drum gun, but that's the complete opposite of what happened. To be honest, in that situation, you just need to keep getting towards them by using builds and try and not take damage, because they do have the high ground and the advantage. Nice little play there by Thomas, but the guy does get out. But then Thomas, this is why it's so important to, when you do edits, to get them first try. If that guy did look to destroy his pyramid and spray him, it was going to be okay because Thomas was out of there and it's going to be fine. Little grapple up play here. Doesn't work out. Thomas then takes this opportunity to pop his big shield. Also, notice how he has a drum gun now and not the minigun. He obviously doesn't feel like the minigun is to play in solos, which, you know what, I think I would agree with that as well. Now Thomas does a lovely side jump there to get high ground pyramid as well. And then he just forces the 50-50. He gets the first pump off, which is crucial to why he can win this fight. And he eliminates the player. Very nice. Thomas was now below 100 HP and needed to pop shields after that fight. But then a third party came and wanted to fight him. He's actually destroying the floor there, very smart. But Thomas is just holding it, waiting to see what's happening. The player takes that wall. No, Thomas is able to hold it. But he's pressuring, and lovely little edit there by Thomas. He doesn't get the shot off, but he's playing patient. He's trying to predict the player. Oh, he predicts him, does the obvious edit. Thomas resets, and it looks like he's going to be able to wrap up this fight. There we go. Here, Thomas gets into another mid-game fight. He's obviously just double keying as many people as he can, and he does a few nice plays that I like in this fight. First one is, when this guy gets on his own builds, it's easy for Thomas to spleef him and look for damage. Firstly, he doesn't catch the player out, but he still does it again. He's just constantly spleefing this guy really nicely. Goes for high ground, doesn't get it, but then does the side jump. This player hasn't even built. Allows Thomas to get easy damage. But during this fight, I think this player was lobbing grenades. Guys, grenades are useless this season. They don't do like 40 damage, so don't even bother with them. Then Thomas does the grapple, take out the shotgun play, and is able to kill him with ease. If he didn't do that play, he would have grappled up, not be able to take out the shotgun, and probably get hit for a lot of damage. So knowing that trick, guys, allows him to win that fight much easier. All it is, guys, is when you hit the grapple, you have to do so quick. The second you hit that grapple button to shoot it, you need to switch to your shotgun, and then you'll do the trick. Here is the perfect example of how to win a mid-game fight. So here Thomas spots the guy. He reacts slowly, but this guy's a good player. He's boxing up. But what I like about how Thomas fights here is he's just not jumping in the box. He's going on walls. He's putting pressure, making the opponent think and maybe even panic. And he's always moving like where so he has an escape out of the box. He's not just going against the wall and giving the opponent an easy, just like quick edit pump. I really do like the way his box fights here. And then when he jumps in here, look at where he lands. He lands on top of the cone. So when he does jump in the opponent's box, he lands where he'll be able to quickly escape. Now, maybe the guy could have boxed him, but honest, I don't think that would have worked out for him. So, yeah, really nice play. When you're jumping into a box, land on the middle of the cone so you can jump out easier. And also, because you're on that high elevation, it gives you a better angle to actually shoot the opponent. Here, Thomas tries to predict him. Then here, when he drops down, he actually baits the player to use his shotgun shot. So then he'll have delay. And Thomas does a great job at getting the wall, editing it, and then just using his amazing aim to win the fight. Here, Thomas shows a great example of how to fight someone when they're in a fully built box. First of all, if there's a weak damage wall, you go for that wall. And then you just keep pressuring while not fully committing into other edits. If they run away like this, then Thomas shows a great example of how to fight him as well. You just keep applying the pressure, making sure your weapons are reloaded. You can see Thomas is reloading while he's W king. And then here he goes for the switch of the wall, which I do like, but it doesn't matter because his opponent just keeps on running. He does build up here, but that is because he gives himself a chance to just grapple away. To be honest, what Thomas does good here is he reloads the drum gun again, and he does the shotgun trick, which allows him just to pump this guy when he lands on him. Nice damage. This player might not have been the best, so Thomas goes on this wall, just sprays, baits out the pre-fire by making someone's wall 1 HP and not destroying it. Usually they'll shotgun it, and then you can take the wall, but the player gets out, Thomas gets the wall, and wins the fight. Here, Thomas HC does something very unusual. He runs away from a fight, but the reason is because Storm was coming, and everybody knows how Storm fights are the worst type of fights, and you should just never try and fight in the Storm if you can. So then, when this player does come into Storm, Thomas gets high ground, tries to get the advantage, but then eventually this guy gets in and they both just box up. Thomas HC does know this is a good player, so he's trying to just trying to see what he can get in him. He's not jumping in the box, which is good, and he's kind of just taking his time really. Yeah, he's playing patient. He does go for his wall here, and I like what he does here is he's constantly looking for the shot, not for no fancy edit. He's just waiting to see if he can get a shot off. Now he does go for something there. There wasn't even a player there, but maybe that's Thomas's playstyle. He just tries to predict. He baits the edit here when he goes down at an angle where the player can't see him. That player shoots, but he does reset the wall in time before Thomas can do anything about it. Player does actually get chip damage here by baiting Thomas to jump up. Only 30 damage. Maybe he could have won if he did more. Then Thomas goes back, but what I like he does here is he doesn't hide, and he actually uses opportunity to bait the player to edit. Then Thomas, with his amazing aim, jumps up along the right side. Or no, he actually jumps out to the left. He doesn't jump. I think that's a big thing, and he gets great damage there. Yeah, the big thing there is that he didn't jump, so he could shoot that player in that wide open edit where he could see him, but the other player could only see Thomas's head for like a millisecond. So that was really smart by Thomas. Then he gets another bit of chip damage. This player is 1 HP at this point, so Thomas can just jump in and win the fight against a very good player. For most of this endgame, Thomas would literally just jump in boxes and win the fights with ease. But here he comes up against a good player. He's playing it slow, he takes one peek, and he predicts the player when he comes out. Really well played, but then he switches his focus on the player that is full HP, and there's only 3 left, so this is the right thing to do. Lovely grapple up play, switches to the pump, and then sees the opportunity just on the weak wall to jump in with the drum gun. Doesn't get the damage, but then predicts the player and eliminates him with ease. 1v1, this is for the win. He sees the player pop and make it, he knows he's weak, and then he just keeps holding him out the storm. And that is eventually, he keeps doing this until he eventually wins. 21 elimination game from Thomas HD. What a player, so much to learn from. Thanks for watching guys, I hope this video helped, and don't forget to subscribe.